Hello, hello, hello! Hi, everybody! It's another grand Saturday evening playing Final Fantasy VI. How's everybody doing? I've had an excellent day. I got to see a college friend that I hadn't seen in 6 years. That was super fun. We had brunch. And then I played Long Live the Queen most of the afternoon because that is the game that we are playing for the podcast this week. And man, is that an easy game to slip into. I've been into it pretty hardcore playing it like during the past week. And the podcast crew, we've all been discussing our various princess strategies. If you haven't played Long Live the Queen yet, you have another week to play it before we record our podcast. I highly recommend doing so because it's a really interesting game. And then I had homemade fried rice for dinner and coffee ice cream with Nutella for dessert. So I am super pumped. Hope you guys are doing well too. We are, as usual, going to be playing more Final Fantasy VI. The spoiler policy, as most of you probably know already, is no spoilers, either mechanically or story-wise, unless it's something that is a one-chance opportunity that I'm about to miss, where like I can never come back and get that character or that dialogue scene or whatever again. Then let me know. You can type important in all caps in the chat, and I look for that. Or you can just type my name. I try and look for that too. Or unless I like specifically ask for hints, which I might do if I get stuck, which I do occasionally. What else? Recap. Last week, we performed in an opera, and did quite well, if I do say so myself. And let's see, we met the airship captain. Oh, we foiled the plan of an octopus to ruin the opera, and then we met the airship captain Setzer, who we called Fizzy. And Fizzy took us around on his airship, and then we spent most of the rest of the night wandering around this continent trying to figure out what we were supposed to do. And by we, I mean me. I got very lost. And I went to the... there was like a little gatekeeping city off to the one side where there were guards everywhere, and I spent probably too much time trying to figure out how to get past those guards, when it turns out that's not where you're even supposed to be at all. So we're gonna find out. And let me start up the emulator. Bam. We'll see if my camera can figure out what it's even doing here. Come on, camera. There you go. Alright, as usual, tell me how the sound balance is. It shouldn't have changed from last week, so hopefully it's fine. Let's see, did anything... not much important happened in last week's gameplay, so if you missed last week for one reason or another, mostly what you missed was the opera, which is a shame because the opera was pretty fantastic. But we are gonna pick up from where we left off, and we are gonna go and see what we're gonna do in this town here. Vector. I knew it had some name that was just like an actual word for something. And oh yeah, I did get 1,000 gil stolen from me by staying at this inn last time. So I'll try not to do that again. Oh, wait, come back. I want to talk to people. They look a little bit jumpy, don't you think? They're like moving around real fast. Ah, but yeah, this is an enemy town, so they're like, is occupied. Hey, person. Hey! Here's our first mention of Cid. For those who are unfamiliar with the Final Fantasy series, every Final Fantasy game has a character named Cid, who is part of the main story in some way. I think Final Fantasy XII actually had 2 of them. Probably his most well-known incarnation is the airship captain in Final Fantasy VII, but he's also like I think he's a king in Final Fantasy IX, and who is he in Final Fantasy X? He's like... Is he some ship's captain, or he's a director of something or other? I forget who he is in Final Fantasy X, to be honest. But I'm sure he's in there. Chad is talking about Meatloaf. I will ignore that. I have no point of reference on Meatloaf being a vegetarian. Sid, the director of Magitech Research, is genius. He gave my child the gift of cure magic. Well, that doesn't sound... Didn't we learn that... Well, thank you. Well, that was helpful. But didn't we learn that, like, in order... The only way to get people infused with magic is to, like, torture espers to do it? Something like that? Alright, is there anything useful here? Not really. Okay. So somewhere in here, we're supposed to learn the secrets of what they're doing to the espers so that we can help Terra, I believe is our goal. I wanted to spend a second talking about the fact that... What's a blossom? Oh, it's just for the ninja guy. Who cares about the ninja guy? I wanted to take a second talking about that guard town from last time, because I thought it was really fascinating that it was clearly not the way we were supposed to go. It was impossible to get through, but it didn't feel impossible. It felt very, very hard. And that's probably why I tried it so many times. But I kind of really like that about this game. It's sort of a more old-fashioned... No? Oh, shit. It's sort of a more old-fashioned way of doing games that they just allow you to, like, beat your head against something until, you know, until you either get past it or you give up and go somewhere else. Like, it's a way of... I just blew my door shut. You're allowed to continue to fail until you give up and find the right thing. They don't hint you like, hey, you're on the wrong path if you consider doing this other thing. They just let you continue to fail, and then eventually you just have to figure it out on your own. And there are some things that I don't like about that design-wise, but that town felt so realistic in the sense that it was really heavily guarded and hard to get past, that to me kind of felt... I don't know, it felt correct in a way that maybe sometimes I would, in other situations, I might dislike that lack of scaffolding or assistance, design-wise. Alright, this is a pretty big town. And this is also one of the first towns that actually looks somewhat different than the others. That looks suspicious. Doesn't that look like, what's his name? The lion... main guy? Bannon? I hope he didn't actually betray us. That was one of my old predictions that I had gotten rid of. Oh, well... No, not yet. Thanks, though. What about you? Okay, they just say that I can't go. I was thinking that this would start a fight, but no, that's just... Alright, let me finish exploring the town first, dude, and then I'll come back and talk to you. Because there's other stuff here I haven't seen yet. Hey, you. You're returned. Oh! Alright. I guess you can just fight some guards in this town. And they're giant wolf dogs. Big garms, I guess. What's a garm? I knew, so I was doing a blitz from memory, and I'm like, wait, I don't even remember which blitz this is. I also can't remember if I captured from that garm before or not. As usual, I really need to pay more attention to that. Wow, Celeste, you do no damage, huh? Cyan, you are so good at your job. I'm glad we have you on the team. Cyan and Sabin do make a very good team. We'll start off with the the rocking out to the wind music this time around. We gotta do it at least once per show. Might as well be in the beginning. Everybody rock out. Now's the rock out time. Hero protagonist, don't be angry at Thanarod for the forum timing being wrong. I only last week started streaming an hour earlier, so 8 p.m. was my correct time up until last week. And the podcast also used to be on Tuesdays and no longer is. Now it's on Sundays because some of us got jobs and can't do our previous times. The streaming time is because I see this is one of those avoid the random guard dude games. This is moved because my favorite show on TV changed its time slot, and I always live tweet it, and so now it's at 10 on Saturdays, and I have to be around to do that live tweeting. So I moved this an hour earlier so I can be done in time to watch Hannibal. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen Hannibal, highly recommend. Oh man, look how good I am at dodging this stuff. Is this the way? This is not the way I'm supposed to go, though. Because, like, clearly that other way with the other dude is the way I'm supposed to go. So... is that... uh-oh. Maybe this is just the harder way to do it. We're gonna have to have a big fight now? We're gonna have a big boss fight now. Okay. It won't let us pass. Let's see what happens. Worst case scenario, I die and I don't actually have to go back that far. So, you know, we'll see, I guess. Oh, it doesn't have anything. Use. This might be one of those, like, can't possibly win things. I should have just suplexed it. What am I even doing? Oh, yeah, so I literally cannot damage it. Can I damage it with this? Magic. No, this literally you have to run away. Actually, I don't know if I know how to run away. That's a problem. Can I suplex just to see what it looks like, even if it doesn't do any damage? Oh no, it misses. Okay. Yeah, this is not gonna go well for me. This is clearly an invincible boss. This is another, like, this is what I was just talking about. Instead of, like, sending me back with just a message like, oh, you know, you tried to, maybe you shouldn't try and invade the castle right now, or like, oh, you tried to invade the castle, but guards saw you, and then it just fades to black, and you show up at the, like, opening spot of the town. It's like, no, you were an idiot, and, like, walked right into the Imperial Castle. Now you get to, like, fight an invincible boss to indicate to you that you really shouldn't be here. That's defend. Do I automatically try and run away if everybody defends on the same turn? No. How do I run away? So I remember someone said from last time it was like shoulder buttons at the... oh, there we go. Hold the shoulder buttons down. There we go. Wait. Why isn't Celis running away? To revive Locke? Do you not want to leave without him? Is that what's going on here? Hey, Steph. So they just take different amounts of time to run away? I guess probably their little action bars are charging and I just couldn't see those. Now I need to work on Locke, because he is almost deaded. There we go. And then everybody can take one regular heal. Because I think I can just go visit that little cure kid. Now I gotta, like, creep my way back out of here. I guess it doesn't matter if I get caught. All that happens is that, like, there's one... there's, like, one fight and then, yeah, and then I get tossed out anyway. Yeah, the little scampering sound effect when you flee is pretty nice. I feel like that's one of those things where it's like a common sound that they reuse from game to game, but I could be wrong. You know we're more in enemy territory because there are more and more towns where, like, you can just fight people. Opposed to most of the time, towns are fairly safe, Zozo being, of course, the exception. Because Zozo is the worst. That's right, these guys are vulnerable to magic, but not really to physical. Forgot about that. Oh well. Next time. Hero, yeah, for the most part, I just went with, names that are phonetically the same, but not actually the way they're spelled. The... Danger, high voltage. The only exceptions are we went with Fizzy for Setzer and Steve for Gao. Because his name is already kind of a sound effect. Alright, well, now I know what happens if you go up that way. Now I can go and safely go the way that, like, I discovered earlier. Okay, are you ready? I probably should save first, but I'm not gonna. I haven't really done that much valuable progressing, just a little bit of XP. What? Are you even... Alright, that would distract me for sure. Sliding sideways and making those faces. How do I climb onto the box? There we go. It's a jump point. Whoa, I am not controlling that. He does that automatically. That's the same guy. That's either the same guy who attacked me up on top of the Imperial Palace, in which case he gets around real fast, or it's, or they all have, like, all their sorcerer people have the same uniform, which is also possible. This is the true boots and pants music. Yep, well, I guess we'll see. It is certainly music. I see what you mean. Boots and pants music. Let's see what kind of weird things we run into in here. I'm expecting guards and rats. Just ice everyone. I should also check my espers to see if I should probably swap them around. It's probably time. I remember his quad attack as being not particularly effective because it's physical, is what I started to say and then stopped. Okay, let's see. It's under skills, I believe. Esper. What I actually want to look at is people's magic and see if there's anything in progress. Nope, this looks like he has the bolt and the slow meat sleep. Okay. I keep forgetting how it is that I'm supposed to actually switch between characters. There we go. You have all the things. are still learning Cure 2, so I will leave this thing on you. And then you learned everything. Okay, so I have to leave Locke with the healing one, but I can actually switch Espers for everybody else. Now, I have to remember, right, I can unselect that way. Sometimes these controls are a little confusing for me. Espers. Sirens, sure. Let's do Rama. Which means you are keeping yours and you get to learn Bolt. Sure. And that means that you get the stray cat one that's weird. And I have to remember that I have Espers and I can do things with Espers. Okay, hopefully that will be a thing. Okay. Oh, Jason, nice. Sounds like you're gonna be streaming? What are you streaming? And also, who have you talked to who wants your music to be played? Oh, there's a chest there. Look at that chest. It's just taunting me. Oh, jeez. It's gonna be one of those, like, you have to ride the thing across. Hey! Look at that. Flame Saber. That sounds useful. I don't know what that is, but probably a thing that I want to use. Blitz them! Blitz the heck out of them! Also, Celeste, heal him, because he needs healing. Do you have any damaging magic? You do not, because I'm teaching you to heal. Fine, just keep capturing. That's right. The reason I didn't use Espers is because they cost a lot of mana. That was why I don't use them for everything. Totally get that chest? I will have to try and get that chest. It looks like I can get that chest, but it also looks like I need to get onto the little thingy that's going around there. I'm not sure how to do so. Because there's like there's one of those pulley thingies there. Pulley hooks. Okay, those go down, but it looked like there was a conveyor belt on the side that I can go up. So we'll try that. Not bad. You get used to it. I'm getting XP. I'm learning magic from using the Espers. Ah, no. Two blitz. I could do this, but it will probably be too late because he will probably take them all out. He's awesome like that. Yeah, he is. Oh, people in chat making the obvious chest puns. Okay, that is not a way that I can go up, it turns out. It's only a way I can go down. Can't go onto this wheel. Can't go up that way. Which way am I supposed to go then? Is there something I messed up here? Oh, is this not a blocker? Is this a thing I can go under? No. Oh, I can go into pipes. That's a thing. Certainly. This is gonna be tough because I cannot see my characters while I do this. So I just sort of have to like feel around for are the controls responding to my actions or not? And that's how I find my way through the pipes. It's an interesting mechanic. For all that, like, there's a lot of frustrating things about the visuals in the way this is presented, they certainly do their best to make interesting use of them. Like, they're very aware of what the capabilities of those, of the visuals are, and they use them as best they can. Oh, that did more damage than I expected it to. I wonder if that is not entirely a physical attack. Yes, Scout, you missed all the chest puns. Whoa! So that's a one-way down thing. So this is a pipe here. I have a feeling that this thing, because see how it's got these, like these wires coming down from it? I'm thinking that there's something down below that will pull me up on this, and then I'll be able to, like, get into this pipe and go down this way somehow. Something like that. So I'm thinking that's a thing for later. What are you? Pipsqueak, huh? Okay. Let's see how you like quad attack. Quadra slam. Exploder. Oh no, are they suicide minions? Yep, they're suicide minions. Explode is also a Pokemon move, which is how I guessed that. Tech laser. Not the tech laser. When was that? Oh, I got blinded. Wow. You go, Cyan. Learn safe. Devised a new blitz. Devised a new blitz. Skills. What's your new blitz? RLXY. I think R and L for me are S and A. Let me just double check that. Input configuration. R is S and L is A. Yeah, so SA, SA, XD. Okay. Sasa XD. Sasa XD? Sasa XD. Down, down, left is the one I always forget. Wits. We'll have to try it and see what it does. Okay, I can go this way. But it doesn't seem to do anything. I can't go further down this way, can I? Whoa! Apparently I can. And it just knocks me down that way. Alright. I'm learning. I'm learning slowly. Magic the folks, would ya? I'm gonna try this right away, as soon as I actually get there. Okay, Blitz. Sa XD. It's gonna be... Gonna do... What? No, I did that right. mantra. Ooh! He has his very own heal! Yes! That is what I like to see. That is what I like to see. That's one more party that can have a dedicated healer as necessary. God! Sabin, you're so useful! Jesus! You're like the most useful. Yes, Cyan is currently doing less damage because most of the enemies here have high physical defense, so the physical defense is not doing much for him. Okay, so I can get out on the top there, but what I can do with that is questionable. I can't go this way, can I? I cannot. So I can go over here. Also, the fact that he can do that means that without using mana, means that that then frees up her mana to do some more actual, you know, like damagey type magic stuff. Except apparently it's very hard for me to enter that correctly. Doesn't heal himself, though. Interesting. He can heal everybody else, but he can't heal himself. Huh. Interesting. That's useful. It means he'll have to, like, use a lot of items on himself, I think. Oh, did I hold down, that must have been when I was trying to do the blitz. That's what it makes it look like there. That's what makes them run away. And the blitz is with L's and R's. Must have been what it was. No, what if I don't want to go down there? How do I don't seem to have any control when I'm in that state, so maybe I can just go down onto that beam? What good will that do me? There's nowhere I can get. I can't go onto the beam anyway. Okay. So I can come out this way from the pipe. Maybe I can come out the lower way and I just need to, like, hit A? Because I had to hit A to get out of the upper section of the pipe. Alright, Celeste. Do that thing. Oh, also someone told me last time I should find a rune shop at some point. Remind me if I find a rune shop that I want to do this. Because he hasn't learned anything useful yet. I want to buy the shoes that give you haste, because haste is the best. So. Yeah, I'm enjoying these special mechanics. I think by the time that, like, you get to, I don't know about 8, but by the time you get to 9, that's much less of a thing. I mean, there's still, to some extent, like, Kina still has its capture thing. This is not doing anything for me, being in this pipe. Can I somehow, I don't know, get on that thing from here? It's unclear. It is a good way to add variety to have them able to perform different special skills in combat, because combat is something you do so much. Like, that's a place that you really need to have variety. But yeah, I don't think 9 has that much variety. 10 certainly doesn't, because once you have the sphere grid, anybody can learn anybody else's techniques, so it becomes much less of a thing. I don't know if that was correct blitz input or not. Let's go find out. Nice. Good it was. Thank you, Big Will, for putting a Google reminder on that. Oh no, he's confused! Hopefully that won't matter. I apologize for anybody who's getting frustrated by the fact that, like, I am clearly not learning as much as I should be in this area. But it seems like there's only so many places and ways I can go. Somehow... It really seems like I should be able to, like, jump down there or something. Right. Is this gonna be a case of, like, go up to everything and click on it to see what happens? Or just, you know, get more random enemies. Capture that dog! Do it! Ice is slightly less mana than Bolt. I'm not quite sure why. Cyan actually could use some health. Like, 200 health is really not bad. Only Dagger and Ico can summon. Yeah, 9... I guess you're right. I guess 9 did have some class-based stuff. I don't remember 9 very well, mechanically. I remember the story better than some of the other games, but I just mechanically don't remember it as much. Maybe I can get in this end of these pipes? Oh, hey, I can! Wait, no! That chest! I wanted the chest! Oh, nice. There's a little lift that takes me back up. Cute. Okay. I want into that chest. It might have good, important things. Or it might not, but it's a tincture. Okay. That's not the most useful thing, but it's also not useless either. Roto-Penguin Borderlands, there are 6 sirens at any given time in the universe, I think. Not 4. Because story-wise, minor spoilers, but there's 2 non-playable sirens in the game, so if you were to, take in an entire party of 4 sirens with the player characters, that would then just be everybody who's able to be in the universe at once already like that. And if there were only 4, then that would be more than is technically allowed in the universe. So I think they're a little bit more conscientious than that. What the fuck? Note to self, don't let them live that long. Do you mind closing the window? I'm smelling somebody smoking out there again. Thank you. It's a learning chest there to entice you to figure out the pipe system. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, 10 had specializations, but only, like, in the beginning, because the sphere grid, everybody's sphere grids all meshed into each other, so you could technically take someone up anybody else's tech tree. Which is how I usually got everybody on the party Prey, which was Yuna's ability, which just gives you back a small amount of health for absolutely no mana requirement, which is super nice. We're gonna have to cure the heck out of this party. Jesus. And some people still need a cure. You need a cure, and you need a cure. Yikes. Okay, now I can... This is another one of those little lifts. I can get there through... How can I get there? This is clearly a puzzle dungeon. It's all about figuring out how to navigate through the space. Which, given how much I fight with this space, is not exactly something I really want to be doing, but it's interesting, and it's a change of pace, which is nice. Is that 2 or 3 down arrows? I can never remember. Jason, did you not like the story in Final Fantasy X? Final Fantasy X is actually one of my favorite stories, as far as Final Fantasy games go. I like that the main character actually had a character arc, which I think is super uncommon in games of this nature, which is unfortunate. That way. From below somehow? So unclear. Whoa. I don't even know where I am right now. Yeah, Final Fantasy X. Also, Final Fantasy X did that really interesting thing where the story starts in media res and then is mostly told through flashback, which at the time that that game came out was probably the wrong bits input. At the time that that game came out was really not something I had seen games do before, and that was really fascinating to me at the time. Yeah, that was dangerous. Just don't explode, guys. Just wait until I kill you, and don't explode. Yes, good. Yeah, the story of FF10 is really confusing and like convoluted, but I think it has a lot of interesting nuance that other games don't. Like there's that whole weird like religious side story where you kind of, that's what I thought was really interesting about like Waka and Riku have that whole subplot about how, he hates like her people because they don't respect the religious rules, and he thinks they're putting them all in danger, which, to be fair, they might be. It's just, I don't know, I thought it was a really interesting, yeah, it gets really complicated with the whole, like, who's a product of whoever's dream and whatnot, but I kind of feel like all Final Fantasy games get sort of convoluted in some ways, so... I don't want to cure, because she can only cure the 2 that are on her side. He didn't like Yuna. I liked Yuna. I had this conversation before with Chocobo Ether about how I really don't like the princess in Final Fantasy XII, because I just thought she was like very bland and didn't have a lot of character to her. But I really did like Yuna for exactly those reasons. Like, I thought she was a a really good character. Ooh, I need to give her an item that restores HP. If I have any. Or a MP, rather. Yuna, I felt... she had flaws. She was sort of interesting. Like, she had this very deep, deep-held belief of who she was supposed to be and what she was supposed to do with her life. And, she had this arc of, coming to realize that, maybe she didn't have to just follow what she was told, and maybe maybe there was another way out where she didn't have to sacrifice herself for the greater good. And that, I thought, was also a really interesting narrative choice. And I thought, the romance with her and Titus was pretty cute. I know, so I think I have to go that way. But I want to see if I want to get this chest. Maybe I have to fall down from above to get that chest somehow. Or maybe it's now gone for good. Yeah. Yuna literally, grows and changes and develops over the course of the story. As do, many of the characters. That's what I find interesting, is at least half the characters have, some significant personal growth over the course of the story, which is more than I can say for a lot of other games. What am I even looking for? Oh, I wanted to see what these 2 new swords that I got actually do. Probably not for you, though. Cyan, maybe? You can't even carry these. What did I even get? Because I know I got, I got that fire blade, right? And then I got, this is randomly casts fire, randomly casts bolt. Both of those are useful. Is anyone on this team actually able to use them, though? Nope. Nope. You could. But then I'd have to take you out of the back row. That's significant. In this area, that might be a benefit, because... yeah. Alright, we'll give him the flame saber. And what about... you? Oh, you can take the thunder blades. Sweet. We'll do less from the back row, but... should be fine. Okay. And that means that I need to take you out of the back row. There we go. Combat in Dragon Quest IX, a character could switch to any vocation. When I got the boss, that was the wall for me. Where I was using Grindmore, it was clear against the boss, my strongest member was the single class martial artist. So it was best to just, single class it, basically. Yeah, there have been some games that have had interesting, combat and level up systems. I personally like... I lost that chest. I hope it was nothing important. This looks like this is where they make their mechs. What do I like? I like systems where, the way they do with the espers here, where you can equip stuff and then learn it and then unequip it. I always find that useful. And that's, actually a big part of the combat in, the 3DS Kingdom Hearts game, is there's this weird Pokemon-style mechanic where, there's these dream monsters that you catch that are your other party members, and depending on which ones you have equipped, you learn different techniques. And I thought that was like a really fun system. That game has so many mechanics though. Like there's like 5 different combat mechanics alone. It's crazy. Because there's also like there's joint attacks depending on who's in your team that you can use. And there's just there's like these weird like flips that you can do off of stuff in the environment to like have do special attacks or special movement stuff. And there's your deck of special like non-straight up combat moves that you equip. And there's like at least one other thing. There's like special reaction stuff that you can do. It's just there's so many mechanics, but they all like work really well together, and it just feels really solid. Like it all kind of intrinsically works. And I appreciate that a lot. I'm very impressed by the mechanics in the 3DS Kingdom Hearts game. I think you kind of the story is so convoluted you kind of have to be a Kingdom Hearts fan to get into it, but if you are a Kingdom Hearts fan, I think for me, it's my favorite in the series. I should start attacking with Celeste so that she has some chance for her thing to her weapon to randomly cast. I really didn't get the upgrade system in Final Fantasy XIII, the Crystarium. I thought it was better than the license board because the license board was just kind of dumb. Because it was just like a less interesting, more useless version of the sphere grid. But the Crystarium system, it was just a linear upgrade path with occasionally you could like divert out to get some fancy stuff before continuing on the path if you wanted to. But that was about it. So like at that point you may as well just have linear upgrades. Dear. So many. I don't want them to explode. Okay. I need this blitz to happen before they all start exploding on me. Are they like little, like, wind-up soldiers? Because that's what they look like. I barely even, like, needed this blitz. Yeah, I feel like I played one of the earlier Final Fantasy games, and honestly I can't remember which one, if it was like Final Fantasy 1 or like the actual Final Fantasy 3, not the American Final Fantasy 3, something that had a system where like you start out, like the thief starts out as a thief and then eventually gets the ability to upgrade to ninja or something like that. Is that one? Yeah, so I played a little bit of one, but that game was just not interesting enough for me to finish. Because it's literally like, it's a game like this before they, like, did anything interesting or different to it. So it's just like a sort of skeleton basic JRPG. Does it? The early D&D though, right? Armor. Why does it only list as one proto armor in the thing, even though there's multiple? I guess that's the same. I guess it always does that. I just sort of didn't notice. Dispatch them, Cyan! With your fancy sword. That fire dance, though. I got a tent. Let's head this way. That's one of those one-way lifts. So many random battles. I feel like there aren't that many games in this style anymore because people just don't have the time and patience for this kind of thing. Which I sort of understand. It's a big ask for somebody to put in this many hours to like a turn-based game. Like, at least in something like Kingdom Hearts, the combat sort of carries it. Like, grinding, at least it feels really juicy and nice and, like, cool. But this is just the same thing over and over, which is why, like, the Final Fantasy series recently has been trying to sort of iterate on its mechanics and do stuff that's a little bit different, which I appreciate. I think that's a good move for them. Now, there's a chest over here somehow. How do I get there? I'm like, it doesn't matter what I do with these other characters, because that fire dance is just going to take out everybody. Whoa, hey. Received gold armor? Well, thank goodness I randomly went in directions and clicked on things. That was cool. Ish. Great. When can I even fight, I guess? You also just fight. I'm not sure why you would ever do normal fight with Cyan, because it seems like his first sword tech is just a better version of his fight. So... get to that pretty much as fast. Yeah, that's a good question. People in chat, what Final Fantasy games have you guys played? And which ones are your favorites? Well, since I'm here... Okay, let's check out what this gold armor does. This items. Okay, you can't wear it. I mean, it's better at least. Put her magic power up in exchange for a little, yeah, I may actually switch that back. No, seriously though, is there a way for her to get through where that chest was? Alright, I think after this fight I may have to take a break because it's been an hour and I have done very little. Alright, sword tech 1. Okay, Steph says, important, there's a conveyor that drops into a hole. Don't go down there until you've searched everywhere else first. Okay. Good to know. Will do. Ooh, Sabin, you need some healing. Actually, everybody could use a little bit of healing, it looks like. There we go. I definitely can't go that way. So, where else could I possibly go? I assume this is the conveyor belt that goes down into the hole. That looks like the conveyor belt that goes down into the hole. To be fair, Rotopenguin, 13-2 is not the first direct sequel. There was also a 10-2, which was kind of atrocious. As much as I really liked 10, it's just, the dialogue in 10-2 is just so cheesy, and, like, it was, like, sort of teeth-grittingly Charlie's Angels-ish, and I couldn't make it through. I kind of really wanted to know how the story turned out, because I really cared about the story. Oh, that's right. Separate sides, that's why I don't do that. Really cared about the story of 10, and I wanted to know how they, like, how it went down in 10-2, but I couldn't handle it. So it looks like there's a little door here. There is. Yes. Gold helmet. Just equip Sabin completely in gold. No, it was Cyan who was wearing gold. Oh, other button. Other button. Yes. Seriously lowers your evade, though. What does Optimum say? Optimum says gold helmet. Okay. If I go to her, it'll probably replace that white dress with the, yeah. I don't want to do. Alright, so I am going to take a short break. Everybody can go get some water, run to the bathroom. And we will, oh, hold on, see if my camera comes back first. There it is. We'll be right back, we'll listen to a little bit of music, and then we will come back. So don't go away, or go away for just a little bit, but then come back.